Oi. Hopefully, stream's up and running. And we'll get underway shortly. Come on, please, please, please. There we go. Alright, let me make sure this is working still. Perfect. Nice. Alright. Well, welcome back. Actually, wait. Now, hang on. I have spoken that a little bit too soon. Let me try this again. Alright. Perfect. Alright, cool. We're all good to go. Alright. Welcome back, everybody, to the Red Bull Ring for the Austria sprint feature and sprint race. We have now moved on to the sprint portion of this race. So, we will now run you through the grid order for this race. It is 20 laps, as you can see on your screen. It is a 5-lap tire minimum requirement for this occasion. So, on pole will be the guy that finished in 14th. That was Ben Stix. He'll be starting from pole, along with Staff Turbo in second, Roscoe Arm in third, followed by Bonhon in fourth, Jamo in fifth. Then it's Jack in sixth, Tim in seventh, Lane in eighth, Stingray in ninth, Lunacy 10th, BK in 11th, Blocky Rex, the first podium sitter, in 12th, followed by Felix and Ridwan, who claimed a 1-2 for FP Racing. And then Dynamite, who has made a late entry into the race, will start from 15th and dead last on the grid. Right, so all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the sprint. As the cars are lined up, 5 lights to come on here for the sprint round. And we are underway for the sprint race here in Austria. Nice start there by Ben Stix. And a nice start there from the Mercedes of Boddard. He's going 3 wide into the middle, into the first corner. Comes Boddard. He's trying to get down the inside. He's alongside the Subaru. I think one of the cars must have gone off the track there at the exit of turn 1. Isn't even 3 wide in the midfield as well, between Staff Turbo, Jack, and Jamo as they make their way up to turn 3. Penalty for somebody there. Boddard breaks late into turn 3, gets the lead. Like he did in the last week of the sprint, he leads this sprint on lap 1. Car shuffling about. Car still shuffling about as well. Jamo's at third. That's who got the penalty. That was Tim that got a penalty there. That must have happened at turn 1. I think that was the car that might have gone off, I saw, at turn 1. Meanwhile, though, oh, dearie me there, Jack getting close contact with Tim as Tim goes off to the gravel, and someone else has gone off to the gravel as well. That was the Porsche of Tim. No, actually, yeah, that was Tim that was going off, I should have said. But anyway, yeah, he's dropped down to last, getting caught up in some incidents there. Staff Turbo runs wide, Stingray trying to barge his way through, up to 4th. And now here comes Felix to the inside of Staff Turbo. He moves up to 5th. Staff Turbo losing spots on the opening lap. As they make their way now to turn 9. Botta leads the way, just for a little bit. Looks like he's got about nearly a 1.5 second cushion to Jamo. He leads the first lap like he did last week here in the sprint race, I should say. Running wide there, that was Ben Stix, and Jamo gets a penalty too. Running wide there at turn 10. He gets actually a second penalty. And around the outside goes Prezzo into turn 1. Trying to get by. Yes, he does. He gets up to 4th. Nice start there from Prezzo after starting from 13th on the grid. Roscoe Arm, meanwhile, occupying 6th. Ben Stix in 7th. One of the other Subarus there. And here comes Lane, the outside of his teammate. Gets a bit of a barge. A blocky barging on one of the Subarus there. Out of turn 3. Ben Stix still on the inside. Doesn't seem like he'll be... doesn't seem like he's fighting, it seems like. Just losing more and more spots. Now Lane goes through. And so does Blocky. Blocky actually now moves up to 7th place. And running wide again, that's Ben Stix. Oh, contact onto the ground goes both Subarus. Both Subarus go off, and a spin from Ben Stix at the exit of turn 4. Jack also got involved, it looks like, as well, in some sort of incident further back. Yeah, I just noticed how far back he was. He's down to 15th place. Meanwhile, though, oh dear, Prezzo, Staff Turbo, BK, dearie me, this is going to get quite interesting here. Into turn 9, a little bit of smoke from somebody there. Running wide is Staff Turbo, through goes Prezzo, trying to go down the inside of the Porsche, he gets through. You know, oh dear, it's BK, barges the Porsche there at turn 10. He now gets through. Up to 10th, up to 8th place. Sorry about that, but my goodness. Everyone not afraid to get their elbows out. Ribbon, meanwhile, is up to 5th place. So Prezzo must have lost out a little bit of some positions there from what it looked like, because he was up towards the top 5. It looks like Ribbon swapped places with him, it seems. Speaking of which, Ribbon trying to go down the inside of Blocky, or actually that might have been already happened, I'm not sure. But anyway, he's ahead of Blocky in 5th. Prezzo right now trying to hang on ahead of BK, who is closing in right on the back of him. And there's Red 1 on Roscoe arm, heading up towards turn 4. Roscoe doesn't really fight him there to turn 4, lets him through. It's BK, oh, he's got the inside line into turn 5, but it'll be converted to the outside line. Now Prezzo has to concede behind the Supra. Up goes BK into 7th place. Staff Turbo again, running wide. Oh my goodness, a bit of squirreliness from there from BK. See me. As Lucy now also gets past Staff Turbo. Lane also trying to get by Staff Turbo. Staff Turbo losing more and more spots. Tim gets a penalty as well for his troubles. Drops a little bit of time. Not much, just a little bit. Although, to be fair, he could be at a better... He's at a better spot, at least, compared to, to Jack and Ben Sticks, at least. Bodon still leads the way. It's pretty much exactly how it was last week. Bodon leading the first few laps, and now Stingray's behind him in 2nd place. Lunacy, half-second time penalty for running wide there at turn 1. So he'll have to concede that position to Staff Turbo and Lane, I think, when they race up to turn 9. Meanwhile, and Roscoe too has got a penalty as well, half-a-second time penalty as well for his troubles. Ribbon trying to close in on Gemma there into turn 4, not close enough. Roscoe doesn't fight Blocky there into turn 4. Prezzo's just hanging on up to BK. Oh dear, Lunacy gets squirrely there ahead of Staff Turbo. Turbo looking to fight down the inside, but doesn't commit to the move there at turn 6. And of course, he'll have to get out of the way, move to the right-hand side, get out of the way of the cars behind him. Dynamite 2 also got a penalty, he'll have to get out of the way. Staff Turbo now on the outside, doesn't quite have the move done, but Lane will have the move done into turn 9, leading to turn 10. Now he finally gets by, up to 10th he goes. And meanwhile out in front though, it's pretty much nearly over a second margin between Bodon and Stingray. Doesn't seem like Gemma though is quite done yet with Grid 1. Everyone got past him, it looks like a little while ago when I wasn't looking at that bit of the battle. Gemma not close. Felix though ahead of Blocky into turn 3, gets him up to 5th. Prezzo trying to make back up some moves after whatever happened to him on the first couple of laps. Into turn 4, not quite anything happening just yet here. Yeah, everyone's still in their respective positions at least. But yeah, the two Mercedes right now having a good start to the race. We're also on lap 5, I just realized we're on the minimum requirement. As Red 1 has now got a half-second time penalty, he'll have to serve that. Well, he was actually on the race. Oh, actually, no, he didn't have to serve it there. That's where it happened in Sector 2. So he'll have to serve it on the next lap. But he needs to build up a gap between himself And it's actually Stingray goes into pit lane, so he's going to get off this tire straight away. And same with Prezzo and Blocky. And Lunacy as well. They're all coming into the pits to get off of those medium tires and onto a set of soft compound tires. A few more others actually are in as well. As I just realized, BK in as well. Lane is in too. Same with Staff Turbo. Same with Dynamite. Tim and also Ben Sticks are into the pits. And out comes Prezzo. He is just going to be behind his brother, who has also yet to make a stop. Fastest lap right now is occupied by Ribbon. And a 3-second penalty for Prezzo. And I think Blocky's got a 3-second as well. That might have been happening at pit exit. That is something that you can do, is get a penalty at pit exit. They must have crossed the white line, I'm gonna guess. So yeah, those three they will be losing a chunk of time after that penalty. Yeah, so Stingray will have to push like crazy to try to close up if he can. That gap right now looks like to me is about 4.5 seconds, I think, maybe 5 seconds between Blocky and Stingray. Well, let's see what happens here with Stingray. How close will he get here? There goes Prezzo to serve the penalty. Blocky serves the penalty. Stingray coming. Well, obviously he's not in a position. He might get ahead of Blocky here, I believe. There you go. He gets out of Blocky now into 7th place. Doesn't get Prezzo though, but he is a lot closer to him. Jeez, that was awful there. Anyway, Blocky now into pit lane to get off those mediums onto a set of soft tires. Jack Breslin half-second time penalty. Yep, penalties still continue for Jack. And now his brother's got a penalty as well. Must have run wide at turn 1. Well, that's going to give Stingray a little bit of an opportunity into turn 3. Deep on the brakes. Down the inside he goes. Up to 6th place goes the Mercedes. Tim's also got a penalty, but he's got BK for company. And there's also Lunacy and Lane Everingham, excuse me, and Lane Everingham as well. So Tim might be at risk of losing maybe a couple of positions from the looks of things. BK not close. Doesn't really want to fight because he knows obviously that situation that Tim's in. Actually, Blocky's all the way down to 14th. Wonder what happened to him. Oh, right. He made a pit stop. Silly me. I forgot he made a pit stop. Oh, dear, oh, dear. That is a silly me on my part. But anyway, yeah, he's all the way down to 14 after his pit stop. This will be quite interesting, I believe, here with how this whole thing will shake up. Baudot, remember, was about just over a second between himself and Stingray. Hasn't pitted just quite yet. Ribbon 2 is the same story, and he's also going purple in the middle sector, so he's pretty much putting up a charge here. Ribbon is. And Jack has got himself yet another half-second time penalty. Yeah, top 5 have yet to make a stop. No one's fitting just quite yet from those two. Does Gemma come in? And the answer is no. Yeah, so Stingray is definitely looking like he's in a pretty much a prime position here, I'd say. And meanwhile, Tim has got another penalty. He'll have to serve that, of course. Get out of the way. BK must have got ahead of him not too long ago. And there you go. There's the penalty. And through goes to the Subarus, or one of the Subarus actually. And speaking of which, Lane now has a half-second time penalty. Yeah, these track limits are getting quite harsh. Jack, gee whiz, you're racking up the penalties, my guy. Meanwhile, though, Ridwan is all over the back of Bodhard into turn 4. This is the battle for the race lead. Ridwan, who started from 14th on the grid, is going to look like he'll try to get by Bodhard as quickly as possible. Yet again, sets a purple middle sector, 66 thousandths up on his middle sector time. Meanwhile, out of the whole pit stop runners, Stingray is the leading car out of the whole pack that's got pit stops. Oh, dearie me. I think, did Prezzo go on the gravel trap there? He did not look like he was going quick out of that corner. He's lost some time. In fact, there is BK as well. And Ridwan now goes ahead of Bodon into the first corner, and Bodon now also has got a half-second time penalty to add to his troubles. And yeah, there goes Lane to let Lunacy through thanks to his half-second time penalty. So he drops down now to 10th place. Yeah, so the one we'll have to keep an eye out, I think, will be where does Ridwan come out in the case of Stingray. Right now he is at turn 6, and Stingray is over at turn 3. So yeah, they are it's quite a big margin at the moment. Meanwhile, the Prezzo still occupying 7th. He's still got BK on his tail. Supra not quite close enough, obviously, to make any sort of moves. Tim, though, looking for a move on Lane, but doesn't get close enough to attack into turn 4. Yeah, up towards turn 6. Tim, not quite close on this occasion. So I'll make that switch back earlier in the feature race on BK, which I thought was a really fantastic overtake. Probably the best overtake I've seen in this race so far. Well, out of the entire race weekend, I should say. Top 5 still not pinning yet, as Yamak gives himself a half-second time penalty. And meanwhile, Ridwan is just doing what he normally does best, and now is starting to pull away from Bodod. President BK still close to one another, heading up towards turn 3. BK actually sets the purple first sector, the fastest first sector we've seen so far in this race. And we got 10 more laps to go too as well to keep in mind. Yeah, that top 5's got to be pitting soon. They don't want to get disqualified for not meeting the tire requirements. I've done that mistake myself, though. I did that back in St. Croix. Well, I don't remember what season it was. It might have been like 6 or 7, if I'm correct, that I got disqualified for doing something similar to that. Jabba, another penalty. Dearie me. Another penalty racked up to his name. Tim's also got another penalty as well, it seems. That must have happened somewhere in the middle sector. Dynamite, though, is not far away from Tim. We haven't said much about him in this occasion. Started from 15th on the grid because he didn't show up for the feature race because he overslept. as he's now run wide at the exit of turn 1. That's probably going to be a penalty for him, I probably would imagine. No, hasn't said anything yet. I guess he must have got away with it. Probably the game thinks that he lost time, which is, yeah, fair enough, of course. Alright, Jamo's going to serve that penalty shortly. Red still hasn't pitted yet. Does Botta go in? No, not yet. Still stays out for another lap. How about Jamo? Does he come into the pit lane? The answer is no. Not yet. Neither does Roscoe, it seems. And neither does Jack. But Jack is closing in on Roscoe. Making the way up towards turn 9. Stingray. Oh dear, and goes wide. Uses the full width of the track limits. That is something that actually is legal to do, as I've just learned in this game. You can use the full width of the curves and the full width of the track limits, and you won't get really a penalty for it. It seems like Frezzo's pulled up a bit of a margin to BK, pulling a bit of a gap. And Jack has, what do you know, another penalty. Half-second time penalty for track limits. Yeah, I'm sorry if I keep pointing out about Jack's penalties, but he's just racked up the most penalties I've seen out of anybody so far in this entire race weekend. And there's a half-second penalty being served there for Jack. He won't do anything there. No one's pitting just yet. Jamo's got another half-second time penalty. Alright, well, running through the order real quickly, as Ribbon sets the purple first sector. Ribbon's in lead followed by Botta, Jamo, Roscoe, and Jack. Stingray is already pitted. He's in 6th place. Outside of the top 5 have pitted. Prezzo's in 7th, BK is in 8th, followed by the Lunacy and Lang. And then it's Tim in 11th, Dynamite in 12th, Staff Turbo actually in 13th. And Blocky doesn't seem like he's had the greatest race so far. He's down in 14th place. And then Ben Sticks in 15th. And running wide, that's Tim into turn 1. As he goes very wide there. That's going to cost him time. Will that give him a penalty? Does not look like it. The game says no, he won't get a penalty. Someone that does though is BK. He's got a penalty. Now he's got a half-second time penalty, so he'll lose a little bit more time to Prezzo. So that'll give Prezzo a little bit of breathing room. Jamo coming to serve the penalty. Ribwan still staying out for another lap, which is fair enough, I guess, for his case. But still continuing to stay out, still occupying 2nd. Jamo in 3rd, and there's Roscoe right now in 4th, still battling with Jack. As Jack goes for a switcheroo there at turn 9. Doesn't get the move done, but bumps Roscoe off the track a little bit. I think Jack's got the move done, and no penalty there for Roscoe. He's lucky he actually didn't get a penalty for that. Worried that the game might have been a little bit harsh if he did get a penalty. Stingray saying a 28.9, just about a 10th off of his fastest lap, which was back on lap 10 of 28.8. So far, Ribwan's got the fastest lap at the moment. Still been doing consistently in the 28s for the last few laps, as he's also got a penalty, so that's pretty much all gone then, if he's going to be having that happening. Jamo another penalty. Felix and BK right now occupy 7th and 8th. Flame's got another penalty. And oh, dearie me, there's a little battle, hello, between Dynamite and Tim. Barging wheels there at turn 3. Oh, there's still barging wheels there. Turn down the back straight. Heading up towards turn 4. Dynamite, though, around the outside. Does he got it done? Yes, he does. As a matter of fact, a good move there from Dynamite. Around the outside, he gets up to 11th. Yeah, they both were just banging wheels there. Alright, now Rip 1 and Bottot finally pit. Jammo comes in. Jeez, I hate that horn. Jack's coming in, same with Roscoe. Roscoe's been doing pretty decent on fuel. Alright, Rip 1's onto the mediums. Where does Stingray come out? Oh, he is a long, long way behind. But, Rip 1's now on the mediums and Stingray still on the soft tires in second. Bottot now comes out, he'll come out in third just ahead of Prezzo. So we look like we might have the battle for the podium. About to rage on between Bottot, Prezzo and BK. Probably, as someone else has come out of the pits there. That is Roscoe. He'll come out just ahead of Dynamite, who has got a half-second time penalty for track limits. Does does Ryan go for the move? Yes, he does. Down the inside into turn 3, ahead of Roscoe. There you go, up to 8th place he goes, but he'll obviously lose. He might lose that spot because of that penalty. It's only about 5 more laps to go. There's Prezzo breathing down the neck of the Mercedes. Yeah, through the corners here, the Mercedes is not very good on paper, that is, compared to the GTR. This will definitely give Prezzo a bit of an advantage. And he's got the, oh dear, he's trying to go down the inside. I was going to say straight line speed as well. He'll have the inside line for turn 10. Better grip on the soft tires. Gets ahead, but looks like Bottom will try to fight back out of turn 10 down the main straight as BK gets a penalty now for track limits. But Prezzo hangs on. BK will try to get by Bottom there. Straight line speed, the Supra, well, that's just literally no contest, is it? BK up to now 4th, but now he's going to have to get by Prezzo and get maybe further ahead with that penalty he's got. Well, 9th and 10th, they still are somewhat close to one another. Jack has got Jamma for company as Jamma goes onto the curve there a little bit there. Blocky gets a penalty there. He's got a half-second time penalty. Oh, it's BK and Prezzo barging wheels there. BK around the outside into turn 6. He's got it done, but that move isn't going to matter anyway, as he'll have to serve that half-second time penalty. He moves to the right. Now the game slows him down. He loses the spot to Prezzo. Now he goes just back behind. As now Bottom gets a penalty, so that's kind of ruined a little bit of his chances there. The battle for the podium is definitely going to be on between BK and Prezzo from what it's looking like. As we now move on to lap 18 of 20. BK looking to the inside into the first corner, into ladder curve. Oh, that's tight there. Gives him a little bit of a nudge. BK moves in front ahead of the GTR. But does not mean Prezzo is going to give up here as they make their way up the hill to turn 3. Prezzo, does he want to send it here into turn 3? Not quite. Oh, but it gives him a bit of a nudge there at turn 3. At least telling him he's right there. Here comes Prezzo, looking for a move on BK. He's close, but not quite close enough. Not just yet into turn 4. Yeah, they're both even in paper, but yeah, that Supra's just got more straight line speed compared to the Nissan. Yeah, Bottom will have to serve the penalty. Oh, and Lucy's got a penalty too, I just noticed. So he'll have to serve that now. That's going to be costly for him in big time. Bottas got another penalty, so he'll have to serve that penalty, it looks like. Has he got another penalty? Did he get another penalty in the middle sector? He must have, I'm guessing. Meanwhile, battle for P3 still raging on. A couple more laps to go into this race. Red 1 still leading the way by just about maybe 6 seconds to Stingray. I'm just roughly guessing really at this point because we don't have the gaps. That's something I wish Polyphony would implement on replays. But anyway, Felix not quite close enough to attack BK into turn 3. Lunacy gets by Bodhart there, up to 5th he goes. Yeah, Bodhart will have to serve that penalty, so he'll more than likely lose that position to Lane. Making their way through turn 4. A little bit of a scrolliness there from the Subaru. Okay, still hanging on the position there. Currently occupying P3 at least for now. This is for the final podium spot. This is definitely not quite over just yet, I would think. As Bottle gets out of the way to serve his penalty, he'll drop down to 7th behind Lane Everingham. So now the Subarus are in 5th and 6th as Lunacy goes into the pit lane. Oh, does he not think he has enough fuel? He's definitely running on fumes. Yeah, he does not have enough fuel. He has to come in to get a little bit more fuel in the car. Well, so much for 5th place then, I guess. Stingray's got a 2nd penalty, but it's not going to matter. He's a long, long way clear. BK just hangs on for 3rd, at least for now, into turn 3. Prezzo not in a position to fight. Meanwhile, though, towards the back, Dynamite and Tim head up towards turn 3. Dynamite's got the inside line, though Tim outbrakes him a little bit there into turn 3. Oh, there was a bit of contact. Tim gets off the track, and Dynamite gets in front, up into 7th place. But Tim's not going to give up on this one there into turn 4. Turn 4, really aggressive driving there from Dynamite. Gee whiz. Up to turn 4, the two cars side by side. Dynamite hangs on, but meanwhile, towards the front, Red 1 with another masterclass drive. From back of the grid to winning the sprint and sweeps the weekend. He wins the sprint race here in Austria. And Stingray will come home in 2nd place. And in 3rd will most likely go to BK. Yep, BK will hang on for 3rd place. Not a bad result there for BK. 4th for Felix. And 5th for Lane Everingham. Bodog will finish in 6th place. And Dynamite will finish in 7th ahead of Tim. Jack will finish in the top 10 and 9th ahead of Roscoe Arm. And Blocky behind will finish in 11th. Jammo in 12th, and here comes a drag race between Lunacy and Staff Turbo. Staff Turbo just gets ahead across the line. And now we just wait for Ben Sticks to cross the line. But yeah, another masterful class from Red 1. Sweeping the weekend here in Austria. Not a bad result for him, and probably not a bad result, I think, for FP Racing either. Prezzo got the podium in the feature. Matter of fact, of course, like I mentioned, they finished 1-2. I think we're all just waiting for the Subaru across the line, which he does. And there you have it. That is the end of the Austria race weekend. Well, some good racing, I'd say. Tend to have that quite a bit in Austria. Hey, if you can get it in Formula 1, you can definitely get it somewhat in some occasion in GT cars. But yeah, yeah, I think that'll wrap up the stream then. So, And also, thanks to Prezzo as well for providing the footage of the sharing the footage from the races. I do appreciate that. So thank you very much for that. Until then, I have been Katie997 commentating this race. We will see you next week for the first endurance race at Circuit de la Sarthe for at Le Mans for the 250 kilometers of Le Mans. Take care, everybody, and well, goodbye.